Flosstube, it's Carolyn Zook here with C Zook Stitch. This is Flosstube number 8. Today is Friday. I'm filming on Friday instead of Saturday, just because I was ready to go and I have a lot to share with you. Thanks for spending part of your day with me, and let's get started. So, I do have a new start this week, but first let me show you what I did. So last time, 2 weeks ago, I finished Pretty Little Hawaii. So I needed something to work on while I waited for the Harbor Haven fabric to come in. And so I had started this Tiny Modernist Santa's House. My printer started running out of ink. So this is what it will look like when it's done. It's by Tiny Modernist. It was a stitch along back in the late fall. I think I started this November 1st. And I only worked on it for the month of November, and then I put it away and pulled out the 12 Days of Stitchmas that I finished. So I will insert a picture of where I was when I put it away at the end of November. And then here's where I got to. So I worked on this about a week so the week after I finished Pretty Little Hawaii. So this is where I am. So what I did was I worked down here. I got all the ground in. I got the little sled or sleigh done, and one of the reindeer. So I got that done. And then I put it away because I actually really didn't want to work on this because I wasn't feeling like working on anything Christmas or holiday. I really was feeling spring. So I ordered something new to work on while I waited for Harbor Haven fabric to come in. I know. It makes sense, doesn't it? Still a monogamous stitcher though. So I found a pattern this is Cross Stitch Gold. I don't think it says what month or issue. Oh, no, it does. September, October. It says, I think it's issue 68, September, October. So it would have been 2018. So it's in that magazine. And what I found to stitch it's called Cherry Blossoms. I should have warned you, if you hate backstitch, you might want to look away. The whole thing is backstitched. And I'm kind of at a point in my cross stitching where I haven't backstitched enough to quite know how much I hate it. So this is perfect, right? And so I started way up here and I got one of these petals done, and I'll show that to you in a minute, but they have it made into a pillow. I probably won't make it into a pillow because I have cats and I think they would just rip it up. But I just think it's so pretty and so springy, and I love cherry blossoms and the birds. And these are sequins. These are actually little sequins that I got. And I love the lantern here. So I think it's going to be really pretty. So this is where I got. Let's see. Do we need a paper? That helps a little bit. So I got that branch. And then I started getting one of the pinks in there for one of the flowers. And this is on a 28 count Grimeguard even weave in ice blue, I think it's called. And I'm stitching it over 2. I'm struggling with over 2. I've never done over 2 before, and I'm finding it pretty hard, especially when I have to skip a couple stitches to kind of carry my thread a couple stitches to continue on. I'm struggling. And then I realized that the fabric I got for Harbor Haven is 32 count linen, and I plan to do that over 2. So if somebody could tell me that it gets easier to see the squares and where you're supposed to stitch. I mean, that's how much I've done on over 2. It's a challenge. It's a challenge for me. I should have just done 14 count, but I didn't. I think it'll get easier. I'm not giving up on it. I like it. I think it'll be beautiful when I get it done. And I think I am going to save the back stitching all for the end just because I worry about it getting, in the Q-snap, the snap part. I don't want to ruin the back stitching. So if anybody has any other tips or advice or just general encouragement about stitching over 2, I would really, really appreciate that. So I've been working on this for about a week. I think I started this Monday. And did you notice I'm not gridding this either? Look at me. This is like my rebellious piece. This is my rebellious piece, you guys. No gridding. I don't know why. Because it's over 2. That's why. And I was like, do I do grids of 20? 20 by 20? I can't. It's hard to see. It's counting. I mean, I can count to 20. But it's hard to see. And I didn't grid. And I'm winging it. This is either going to go really well or be really challenging. But this is definitely a big learning piece for me. Yeah. So, cherry blossoms. This is what it will look like. So I think it'll be beautiful when it's done. So that's what I worked on this week. I am putting Santa's house away. I don't plan on working on that until I feel more in the holiday spirit, which will probably be more like August is usually when I start getting in the holiday spirit. But I just picked up and I just got home from the P.O. box and getting groceries and all that, and I wanted to sit down and film for you. So I just took this out of the packaging, and I sat down and filmed, but look what's in. It's Harbor Haven fabric, you guys. This is so much more doable than the 60-inch piece. So this is a Belfast linen, vintage smoky white 32 count from Acorns and Threads. I'm going to have to... How important is it? I should, right? I have to... The edges aren't stitched, so I'm going to have to stitch up those edges. So that's what I am going to do. Can you see the modeling? It's kind of weird weather out. It's kind of dark and gray. So it's like a cream with some really light brown swirls in it. It's pretty, but I've never done linen, and it's going to be over 2, and now I'm really scared. So please, if you have any tips, advice, encouragement, I would greatly appreciate it because I do want to start this. Probably won't start it tonight now that I realize that the edges are raw. But my plan is to do Harbor Haven. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how fast I do it. But when I get burnt out on it, I will switch over to cherry blossoms. But I'm still a monogamous stitcher. So that's what I've been working on this week, and what I'm going to be, I guess that was plans too. I plan to start Harbor Haven, which we are also excited about. I got a lot of comments about how excited you guys were for Harbor Haven. So if you've noticed, I have these dots. This is not a wound. This is orange marker. This morning I went to, in Portland, the Quilt, Craft, and Sewing Festival. It's at the Portland Expo Center if you're in town. And if you get one of these, you can also find them online. It's 50% off entry fee, so it's only $5 to get in. It is mostly quilting. It's primarily quilting, fabrics, machines, that type of thing. It was fun. I went by myself. I spent maybe a total of an hour and a half there. I walked up and down all the aisles, ate lunch. It was fun. I got some fabrics just for my stash. I found some good deals, good sales. I'm not showing them. If you guys want to see what I'm rebuilding my stash with, I can do a quick video on that. But yeah, so I just got a few pieces of fabric to add to my stash. So that's what I did today. So that's what that is. They marked me to go in the doors. Okay, haul. I want to talk about haul really quick. The first thing, well, this will be the easiest, so let's do this first. I got these sticker plates from Lindy Stitches. It's a set of 10. And what they are is they go on the back of your framed pieces. So it has a space for title, stitch by date, and any notes. So if you want to add the fabric, the size of the fabric, the threads you used, all of that. I just thought it would be good now that I am actually starting to finish some things to have on her. You can get it on her website on Etsy, and I will link that below. So I picked up that. And then, so there's going to be a little bit of rustling around. So I showed you I got this Paco for holding threaded needles. I don't know, maybe a month ago or so I showed it. And I used this for Pretty Little Hawaii because I had so many color changes and I really, really liked it and it worked really well. The only thing was I have a big bag that I use, that I keep by my bed with all my stitching stuff in it. And I didn't know what to do with this because I was really worried about putting with the needles threaded in these little spaces, just throwing it in the bag, and sometimes they would come out or the thread would get pulled out. So I didn't know, really wanted a container to put this in. Guess what? They sell a container to put that in. Here it is. I found it. Sorry, I was just figuring it out. I found it on eBay from Sassy to Stitch. Hundreds of stitching tools. Stashy to Stitch. So I guess she has a website too. I don't know. I found it on eBay, her store on eBay. It's cardboard, so it just fits in there. So if you have everything threaded, it's a tight fit, and it just kind of fits snugly in there. I don't have it in there very well. For some reason, I'm still... Oh, this comes out. So I guess you could do either way. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. But it fits in there, and it's nice. And even though this is cardboard, it's a very, very sturdy, well-made cardboard. I mean, this is not chintzy cardboard. It's sturdy. I was nervous because the write-up did say it's cardboard, but it's very thick, very sturdy cardboard. So I think hopefully it will last a while. I bought two. They were $6 each. And so I got two just to have on hand. So I will link that below. And then my haul from Garon Toten Bags. You know I'm obsessed with Gary and Ronnie's items. First of all, I got two 8-inch Grimeguards because I think I have one, but it's a holiday one, but I hardly ever use the 8-inch Q-snaps anyway. But I got this. So I had won a bag in one of their giveaways that was this material. And so I bought the matching 8-inch Grimeguard because why not? Now I have a set. You know how sets like that make my little heart happy. And then I got this, also an 8-inch. It's like a floral. It kind of reminded me of Hawaii. And it says, I don't know, it says something on here. It says something, you're my something of the rainbow. I don't know what it says, but it's pretty and I like the colors and I like the little flowers on it. And so I thought that was a good rest of the year Grimeguard for the 8-inch Q-snaps. Then I got the Grimeguard of the month for April. Is this cute bunny. Look, isn't that cute? I'm not an Easter person, but I love this. Like, I saw this and I just thought, I have to have it. And I got the matching bag. Oh my God. Isn't that adorable? The bags are just so sweet. And look at this fabric on the inside. It's just the perfect spring bag. Like, it's Eastery, but not too Easter. It's just perfect for spring. So I will link them down below. They sell Grimeguards 8x8, 11x11. They sell bags of different sizes. They have minis. I think this is a 12x12, 12x11. I love it. I love Gary and Ronnie's stuff. So they sell their stuff on Facebook. So I will link their Facebook page below and join them. And it's a really fun Facebook group. They're very laid back. They let me pick on them and tease them a lot, which I appreciate. Yeah, so that was that piece of the haul. And then Stitchy Kindness. I got some Stitchy Kindness in the mail. A few weeks ago, Susan won one of the pattern giveaways that I was doing. I can't remember which one you won, Susan. I can't remember. You won one. And she asked if she could send me a thank you card, which is not necessary. But she sent me this really sweet card. Isn't that cute? It's by Maggie Design. Look at that little cute telephone. And it's like 3D. The hello is 3D. I just love the colors and the sparkles, pink sparkles. Yes, please. Isn't that precious? And she wrote a lovely note inside. So thank you so much, Susan. And then she sent me this beautiful piece. This is 18 count ivory Ada, and it's a fat 8. So look at this. This is going to be so nice. I don't know what I'm going to use it on yet. I was thinking this might be good for some ornaments. I just think it's so pretty. It's such a pretty creamy ivory. Just, I don't know if that's picking up. The window, I kind of have the blinds closed because it was really dark and raining, and now the sun is out, so it's kind of messing with my lighting. But you can see this paper is white, and so you can kind of see it's really a beautiful cream. So I think it'll make really pretty Christmas ornaments. So thank you for that, Susan. And then she also sent me this card. This is a Hands Across the Sea sampler in a card. It says, as Isabella Uffendell from 1829. Just look at those motifs. I actually gasped when I opened this. It was just so gorgeous. And of course now I want to find it and stitch it. And on the back of these cards is a pattern, so I can't show it to you, but is it this motif? Yeah, it's a pattern for this motif. And then inside, she gave me a set of her favorite needles. So these are S. Thomas & Son, size 26. And I haven't tried them yet because I wanted to show them to you, but I'm excited to try them because I'm excited to try different needles. I use John James needles right now, and they work great, but I'm always looking forward to trying new and different needles. And she specifically said that she didn't write in this card in case I wanted to pass it on to somebody else. And that's so sweet and so thoughtful of you, Susan. And I'm probably just going to keep the card for myself because I really love it. I actually gasped when I opened that. So completely, I mean, I so appreciate it, but you guys do not have to send me anything in return if you win one of my giveaways. This is for you. I appreciate you and watching and being a part of the community. So no need to send me anything, but Susan, it was really lovely of you. Okay. Next thing, I think we're going to do this week's giveaways. So as you know, I recently cleaned out my craft room, so I found a bunch of items that I'm just not going to use, and I'd like to pass them along to somebody if they could use them. So from last week, we have, I will also, so these are the winners from 2 weeks ago, and I will comment on your comment to email me. The first one is the Snow Bunny, and Susan C., you won the Snow Bunny. So if you could email me, my email address is czookstitch@gmail.com, but I'll also put that by your comment. But email me your address and I can get that in the mail for you. The next was Santa, Joyful Santa, and Grandma Starbuck won this. So Grandma, if you want to send me your address so I can get it sent out to you. The quilts, this was a really popular one. The Roadside Antique Market quilts. That's what that looks like. And the winner was Colleen Dunker Shequin. So Colleen, if you want to send me your address, I will get that in the mail. Next, we have the Sewing Memories. And Hydran, you won the Sewing Memories. Hydran won 2 weeks ago as well. I can't remember what you won, but you won one of the patterns last week. So I do have your address. But Hydran, you won that. And then the last one was the Turkey Time. And Felice Amadio. Felice, you won that. You were the only one who wanted it, but you won it. So I will put comments by your comments, and please send me your addresses, and I will get those out to you. And a quick note, I have 2 from the previous one that I haven't heard from yet, and I'd like to get these sent out, so I'll give you another 2 weeks. Otherwise, I'll pick somebody else who said they wanted them and pass it along. But Kathy Ocasio, you had won the pears, or the European fruit towels. Pears. So Kathy, if you can please email me at czookstitch@gmail.com your address. And then Anna Nunez, you won the plums. And I haven't heard from you yet, so I need your address as well. So this is open anywhere in the world. I'll ship them anywhere in the world. So please, if you aren't in the US and you feel like, oh, I can't enter, you absolutely can. Just please don't say giveaway or free or anything like that, so we don't want to attract trolls. So this week's giveaways, I have 4 items. So the first 2, again, are these like freebie patterns that I'm not going to do, that I got in, I think Charles Craft sometimes puts free patterns in their fabric. So the first one, so I had to hold it kind of far away because it's only a pattern. And it's kind of hard to tell what it is. It's a wreath. It's called Seashell Wreath. So these are seashells all around. So if you want that, say I'd like to stitch the wreath. It is stitched over 28 count, over 2 threads on 28 count, or over 1 on 14. Calls for DMC. It's 130 by 130 stitches. Okay, so I'd like to stitch the wreath. The next one, I have a feeling this one might be really popular, especially this time of year. It's called Love's Promise. It's another freebie from Charles Craft. It is a sampler. And it says, Love's Promise shares dreams, embraces hope, and lasts forever. And then it has 2 alphabets, and you can put the names of the couple that's married and their date. And there's little doves and lots of pretty things around there. So it's a nice wedding sampler. If you know somebody getting married this summer, you can say, I'd like to stitch the love. It's pretty. And there are 2 uppercase alphabets and 2 lowercase alphabets. So it's nice. It's pretty. So I'd like to stitch the love. Okay. This next one, I've talked a few times about my grandmother on here. And when she passed away, somehow I ended up with like 6 of her bread cover cross-stitch books. So I'm going to give away this one. I don't need 6 bread cover cross-stitch books. I pulled out the one that I want, and I'm going to give the others away. This is called Bread Covers International. So it shows, this is from 1987. 38 designs, charted by Harriet Tew, T-E-W. And it just, on the back, I don't know if you can see those. And it has several different languages. Erin Go Bra, My House is Your House, Baked with Love. It's just a variety of bread covers. And it is in like a sepia tone. I don't know if you could tell that, but the charts are all in sepia, like a sepia tone. So you could say, I'd like to stitch the bread covers, if you'd like that. And then the last one, this is not stitching related. So we're starting to get into the non-stitching related items now. I'm going to give away, this is Crochet Magazine, Summer 2019. I just got it. I subscribed to Creative Knitting, I think it was called, and they went out of business. I think a lot of magazines are going out of business because it just cost-wise, for what they would have to charge us. I don't know. I know a lot of magazines are going out or have gone out in recent years. So what they did was, I don't know, I had something like a 3-year subscription, so I had another year left. So they just started giving us crochet instead. I guess they assume most people who knit also crochet, which is probably a fair assumption. I don't crochet. I'm not going to learn. Well, I've tried to learn, and I'm just not going to do it. And I thought I had canceled it because they gave you the option to cancel, just get a refund. But I ended up getting this anyway, and they said they didn't have my cancellation. So it's canceled now, but I got the summer version. So if you crochet and you would like this, I would like to send it to you. So this is the projects that are in this issue. There's a few shawls. I don't know, some other pretty things, getting you ready for summer. I think that's pretty right there, that table runner. So I'll send this to you if you want it. Just say I'd like to crochet. Not I'd like to stitch the crochet, because that would be silly, but I'd like to crochet. Okay, I think that's all I have for you. So this week I'm going to, so that would be a good goal for me tomorrow, to try to do the edging on Harbor Haven fabric. So I'm just going to do zigzag around. Hopefully that will work on my new machine. I haven't tried that yet. That's why I'm hesitant. Please give me advice and encouragement about this over to, and now especially on 32 with a piece as big as Harbor Haven. I mean, I'm not one to start small, clearly. It'll be fine. It just might be slower going than I already am. But so this upcoming week, I plan to start Harbor Haven. Before I start that, I'll just keep working on cherry blossoms. So I'll be around this week. Should be a normal week. Is that right? And then the following week, I have a calendar right here I'm looking at. Today's the 12th. It's Friday. You'll see this on the 13th or 14th. So the second week, so I upload every 2 weeks, and the second week, I am on a work trip from Tuesday through Friday. It's a very exhausting, I go on this work trip every year. It's an exhausting work trip. I will try to upload on what would be the 27th, which would be the next time I'm upload, 27th, 28th of April. I will try to do it on time. I might be a little late that week because I might be all talked out or sick or something. I don't know. It's a part of my job is outreach for prospective medical school applicants. So those who think they want to go to medical school, I do a lot of talks. And this particular week in April in the state of Oregon, there's a lot of health fairs, and they have timed it so that people can just kind of do a route. And then my boss and I have traveled. We've added a couple other stops that are in far southern Oregon, and to try to kind of get the schools that maybe a lot of people aren't able to get to. So if we were to go from Portland to Ashland, which is close to the California border, that's a good 5 to 6 hour drive. So it's a long trip. It's a lot of talking. The first 2 days, I think we give 3 talks a day. And then it goes down to 1 talk a day for the last 2 days. So it's going to be a lot. But I will try to upload as soon as I can. And also, I've noticed, and not that I need to say this here necessarily, for some reason, I all of a sudden got a lot of subscribers on my Carolyn Zook YouTube channel, which there is nothing on that channel. That's just, I don't know where it came from or why I have it. I just assumed I have it because that's like my personal, where all my subscriptions are. So I'm going to do a quick video over there and just say, there's nothing on this. If you're looking for stitching, come over here. I don't know why I told you guys that, because if you're here, you're here, and you saw it. So I think that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much. I feel like this is a little bit scattered, but we're all good, and I'm really excited to get started on Harbor Haven. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.